Thank you, thank you. Can you all see me because I really, I dressed up. Thank you, thank you. I was talking to some friends before this show, and then they reminded me at intermission to tell news stories, and not the naked motorcycle stories, so I have to get back to that. Yeah, there's a theme developing there. I have great tits. Yeah, what can I say? What can I say? There are people I work with here tonight. You're just going to have to imagine. Okay, so... That'd be sad. That'd be sad for me. Okay, so I'm here tonight to talk about joy. So, I know. I don't know why Erica chose me, but I think that what it was she was probably thinking of all the joyful people in the world, and she thought, oh, Deb's the most joyful person I know. So that's why I'm here. So... Oh my God, I have notes over there because it's not as if I thought I would run out of things to say. It's that I thought they would get the hook. It'd be so embarrassing in my first, professional time out to be pulled off the stage. It still may happen. All right, so I have some little note cards here. And, one of the things I was going to say, before I start talking, usually before I start talking, I just start talking. And... it's like a Rosanna skit or something, no? Jane Curtin has to come from out in the audience there to pull me off, but anyway, I like to look things up is the point of this, where I'm going. So I looked up joy. I have this old Heritage Illustrated Dictionary, 7th edition, 1977. And joy is defined as a condition or feeling of high pleasure or delight, happiness, gladness. 2, the expression or manifestation of such feeling. 3, a source or object of pleasure or satisfaction. It's hard to beat that. Now, I don't think joy has changed much since 1977, except in the last couple years. Let's admit it. It's been a little bit harder to find and hang on to. So, how is it that I stay steadfast in my optimistic belief that we shall overcome? Well, now, those of you that know me really well are probably afraid at this moment that I'm about to break into an off-key version of "We shall over." Well, it's true, it's easy to, she knows me. I like to insert song lyrics into life whenever possible, sort of like an ongoing musical. And it's remarkably easy to put them in. I mean, there are a lot of song lyrics that fit those things. So if I get in conducting position, it's the audience participation time. Note that they left the lights up. That's because it takes a village when it's me. So, there have been people that have said to me that they've said it very subtly if you count it saying it directly to my face, that only stupid people are not despairing right now. It is amazing what people will say to you, right? Oh, what do you say to that? Oh, I'm not stupid. Okay, so just the other day, this is not on this topic, but it's a good story. I can hear it again myself. See what happens? See why I have the notes? Okay, but I'll circle back, I promise. So just the other day, I was at the fish counter at New Seasons, and I said to the guy, "How's the sole?" And they had 2 different kinds. And he said to me, I'm not kidding, he said, "Old people like it because..." because they grew up on the Oregon coast eating it. Now, I am rarely at a loss for words. I was thinking, Oh, sole, people like sole because it's an Oregon fish, or sole used to be commercially harvested and it isn't anymore, or sole is easy to chew. Isn't all fish easy to chew? So while I was having all these desperate things going through my mind, the guy leaned across the counter and he said, "Old people like it because..." True story, true story. I could not quit laughing, honest to God. Oh, my God. It was good. Easy to chew. Oh, God. So I surround myself with really smart people that are funny, that think I'm funny most of all. That's an important criteria. So raise your hand if you're one of the people that are here tonight because we like each other. Go ahead. Okay, look around. Now, I suggest if you are sitting by one of these people that you find out if she's single. Many of them are. Get a phone number. This could count as your first date. You wouldn't even have to pay again. I've been a matchmaker my whole life, and I'm right on the precipice of my first success. It could be you. Oh my God. Am I out of time? See what I mean? This is what happens. Give me a mic. I'm on it. Okay, so how did I become this picture of joyfulness before you tonight? Well, I was born into an alcoholic, abusive family, and true to genetic disposition, I slid right into alcoholism and drug addiction like a duck to water. So, fortunately, by the time I was almost 24, I had ridden that train right into the dust. And I called this woman who had been 12-stepping me for years, and I said, okay, I give. I'm living in a $90 a month apartment with cockroaches and no heat, and I was making $90 a day, and I couldn't pay my rent. So she came, and she started taking me to meetings, and for the first few months I was sober. Oh, my God. I was just a joy to be around. I was whining all the time. Oh, my life is so bad. I need to kill myself. Finally, one day I met with her, and I said, I was pissed off at somebody, and I said, I want to kill them. And she said, progress! You are finally thinking of someone else. Oh, my God. So that was the beginning of my journey out of alcoholism and self-obsession. I'm here to tell you the first has been a lot easier than the second. So I began to clear up the wreckage of my past, and that's gone pretty well. Actually, things with my family are good. One of my little sisters is right here. Wave to the people, Robin. Right there, yeah. Cute, single. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, I've had a lot of time to clean up my messes now that I made, and unfortunately, I've had an equal amount of time to make more. So, yeah. So anyway, with this anonymous program, it's hard because you just get to be, the whole thrust of the program is you get to be a person among people. I didn't sign up for that. I wanted a parade, at least annually. And, I thought when you're sober, you should get things like never having to say you're sorry, always looking good. But nope. Just the person among person, an adult among adults. But I have been a tap dancing bear, and the official Woodsy Owl in some parades. But that's a different subject. Different night. Maybe next month. I'll be back here. So anyway, there I was, being sober, living my life, more successes than failures. Things were good. And then, picture this, ominous music. Dun, dun, dun. You know something bad's going to happen. So anyway, my partner of over 20 years left me in a most unfortunate manner. So the anonymous people rallied around, and they started taking me to meetings. Some of them are here tonight, too. And when I get there, all these newcomers were giving me their phone numbers. It'll get better. Well, I didn't want to tell them I'd already been sober 30 years for fear of causing a stampede to the door. Fortunately for everyone, I was so busy snot-sucking crying that I couldn't crush anyone else's hope. So and my sisters, the best people in the world, they also rallied around, and they were taking me to meetings and stuff. And there I was, just moping along, drooping along, and I went to the monthly librarians meeting. I'm a librarian. And yes, right, all the librarians, you can raise your hands too. Well, there's one. So she's going to figure into this story prominently in just a moment. So I was going to librarians meetings, and after this one meeting, this other librarian came up to me and she said, "What's the matter?" And I went, "Nothing. I'm okay." So finally, after some prompting, I told her that my partner had left me, and a few days later, in the interoffice mail, I got a get well soon card. I know, right? It was the first time I thought, I might laugh again, ever. So the next librarians meeting, we're meeting along, and I glance over at her, and she winked at me. Oh my God, can you imagine? 2 star-crossed librarians gazing at each other across a room filled with Birkenstock-wearing bibliophiles. Oh my God, it was really romantic, it was. We started courting each other with Dewey and poetry, for instance. This is true. This is another true story. Every time I see you, I get 595.78 butterflies in my 658.3 stomach. My 612.2 heart sings poetry, 811. So now we're married. Oh, God. Wave to the people, Jen. They want to know who you are. Not single, no phone numbers. I know, right? Okay, so before we actually got married, we've been together for a while now. Before we actually got married, we were thinking about common names, things that we really like. So we thought about stuff like Deb and Jen Bacon, or Jen and Deb Vacation. Yeah, it was hard. Finally, I settled on keeping my name, and then Jen, she's Italian, so she changed her middle name to DeFrancis to keep that Italian thing going for generations. I'm sure her mother was happy at the lesbian wedding. There was still going to be an Italian part. And she changed her middle name to Marion because she was marrying her best friend. I know, right? It's very sweet. She's remarkably funny. It's good, because I like that. But a lot of nights I have to say, "Honey, stop. Not one more funny thing. I have to go to sleep now." It's good. I have a good life. I do. And, I just think there's so many stories I could tell you about how good my life is, but I think you're getting it. You got it. I've got a great life. And the thing that I think is that the most important part is to love frequently and passionately and to just grab for the brass ring in life all the time. Thank you for letting me be here tonight.